Do you need some more book recommendations for your kids or even yourself?
Today we are going to be listing some of our favorite books that we use for read-alouds, books that our kids read independently, and books that we are reading ourselves. Big announcement, we just launched a brand new podcast. It's called Learning for Life, and it's available everywhere that you listen to podcasts right now. And we actually already created an episode all about our favorite books. So go ahead and check out more information there if you want some more.
We are excited to be doing this collaboration with Abby from Rooted in Rest and Jessica from The Waldorf Way. We will be sharing our homeschool favorite books, and we encourage you to check out the playlist below to see what other homeschoolers are reading in their homeschools.
Okay, let's start with our current favorite books that we use for read-alouds. Stacey, did you want to give some recommendations?
Yes, so my kids are currently in TK, first and second grade, so we're still doing a lot of the younger books, but we did just start reading Harry Potter. We finished book number 1, and we're probably going to start number 2, and then I don't know, I haven't decided on number 3, but we're definitely not going to go into number 4 until they get older, probably start reading them on their own sort of thing. And then we also have been reading the Chronicles of Narnia. So we read the book, and then after we read the book, we get to watch the movie. So it's kind of like the faster we read, the faster we get to watch a movie, and then it means that we have more time for more books in the year.
Right, and I think it's important to think about how you're introducing books to kids. I like that you always do the book before the movie. The book is always better.
Yes, it is. So Jenny, what are some of the current books that you're reading with your girls?
Well, okay, so my kids are 6, almost 7, 5, and then a toddler. So let's not count her right now, but because she just messes around during read-alouds. But my older 2 girls, they are actually loving the Chronicles of Narnia as well. We're reading them in publication order, so just keep that in mind. It's kind of a hot debate in the C.S. Lewis community, but we have read Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, and we just finished Prince Caspian. So the series is really good all the way through for the most part for even younger kids, so that's why I gravitated toward this. I also just loved the series as a kid. So that right now is our favorite for read-alouds, in addition to anything we're doing for history, such as Our Island Story or Story of the World.
We also want to mention another read aloud we found, and it's a free book that you can find from Youth Inspired Publishing. They have this free book called The Secret of Annabelle that you can download and read aloud with your kids. And then once you're done reading, they have an art illustration contest where your kids get to draw the pictures for the book and then enter them in to win. And if your children win, then they will actually have their artwork published in the final publication of the book.
And they also have a chance of winning an Amazon gift card, which is also an added bonus. The book is very appropriate. It's age appropriate for all ages, and it's a mystery, so that adds a little bit more fun to it. So we highly recommend you check it out. The link is below. So my kids are not quite able to read super independently yet. I'm hoping soon. But Stacey, your oldest son is older. So is there anything that your kids are reading independently yet?
Yeah, so my oldest is 8, and one thing that they all do is they all love to gravitate towards like the picture books, especially the Dr. Seuss, like Fox and Socks. They're able to start reading on their own, so they love to grab those and flip through them and find the words that they can read, even if they can't read them all. Again, even more picture books, like the Dino Truck series is really fun. Just the pictures are fun for them to look at, and it's really cool when I see like my younger one finding the words like the and different words, or at least trying to sound out the words. My kids' favorite time to read books is actually during bedtime with flashlights in their room. We got them some flashlights, and they have different books on their bookshelf in their room, and they'll pull them into their bed, and it's really cute when I go in and like check on them, and they've got like the book snuggled, like they fell asleep reading a book. It's like the cutest little thing.
Since my kids aren't really reading independently yet, we do practice reading with things like Bob books, or just very, very easy readers, and they enjoy them well enough, and they are definitely improving. They also just really love the All About Reading books, the books that come with the curriculum. They'll just read those for fun. So that's always an option if you're just looking for something that's easy, and it slowly builds and progresses and gets harder and harder so that they can build up those skills.
Even if your kids aren't old enough to read books, a great way to get them introduced to classic novels is through audiobooks. Jenny, do you have any audiobook recommendations?
I do. I think that I am the unofficial queen of audiobooks. My kids are kind of always listening to audiobooks, which may or may not be a hindrance to them wanting to actually read because they have them available in their ears. But you know what? I've just let go of any preconceived notions, and I just love that they are enjoying these books, because that means that they'll enjoy them for the rest of their lives and we can enjoy them together. We really love certain series such as Paddington. Oh my gosh, these books are the cutest books. Really cute main character, gets into all sorts of hijinks. We also, the first audiobook we listened to was not Paddington. This is Treasure Island, and it's actually not one I would recommend for a 3 and 4-year-old, but they enjoyed it, so that's always good. We also really enjoyed the audiobook for Mr. Popper's Penguins.
Which love that one.
Yeah, this is a book that Stacey and her kids love too. I just love introducing my kids to all sorts of books this way, because I don't necessarily have time to sit down and read with them all day long, and also they're not quite at that point where they can read on their own yet. So it's just a great way for younger kids to enjoy all these different books. Do you listen to audiobooks with your kids?
Yes, actually my favorite time to listen to audiobooks is in the car. I have it on my phone. We did Paddington, we've done the
Boxcar Children.
The Boxcar Children, yeah, that's what we're currently on. And because there's like over 100 of those books, I think we're in the 30s now. It's just fun to go on a car ride and put that on, and they get to listen to it, and it's fun for me as well.
I have a whole video about my favorite audiobook recommendations, so go ahead and check it out, either up here or down below.
Now we've told you about all the books that we're reading with our kids and what our kids are reading, but Jenny, what are you reading?
What am I not reading right now? If you guys could see my bedside table, you would think I'm a crazy person. I have a whole stack of books that I'm kind of dipping into each in my own time. I am currently reading Far from the Madding Crowd by Thomas Hardy, which I am loving. I didn't think I would like a book from that time period as much as I do. I love it. I highly recommend it if you're at all into Victorian novels or classic literature. I'm also reading Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I saw the movie years ago, I loved it, and then I found out it was a book, and I'm like, how could this possibly be a book? If you've ever seen the movie, it's like, this is the most bonkers thing I've ever seen. It's hilarious. Highly recommend it if you want something comedic. I also have another comedic novel to recommend. It's called Code of the Woosters. Basically, any of these books by P.G. Wodehouse that are about Bertie and Jeeves. Oh my gosh, so funny. And then one last recommendation I have, because I'm on such a Narnia kick right now, is The Narnian by Alan Jacobs. It's all about C.S. Lewis and his imagination and where he drew inspiration from, and it kind of just tells his life story. I mean, I'm just reading so many things, and it's absolutely ridiculous, and it takes up all my free time, but I wouldn't have it any other way. Stacey, do you have any books that you're reading right now?
I have a couple of, I'm always drawn to kind of the self-help nonfiction. And so right now I'm reading Fierce Conversations by Susan Scott, and it's basically just going over like how to have those difficult conversations with people you love, with coworkers. It can even apply to your kids when you think about it. And it's really just great to learn how to improve your communication skills.
I love that idea. I think I need to read that. But I don't usually read nonfiction, so it's kind of like there's a balance here. She's nonfiction, I'm fiction.
Exactly. And so I have a hard time, I'll watch a movie, but books sometimes take so long. And if I do read a book, because even Susan Scott, I'm listening to the audiobook. I don't know why, guys. If you are like me and you don't have a nightstand full of books, let me know in the comments below that I'm not alone. Really, what I am really enjoying right now is getting to do the fiction aspect of reading, is the read-alouds with my kids.
Once again, I just want to remind you, we have our brand new podcast, Learning for Life, so it's available anywhere you listen to podcasts, and we go really way more in depth about what we're reading, how we feel about books, how we have introduced books to our kids. So if you want to hear more about all of that, check out the podcast, Learning for Life.
So are you more of a fiction book reader or a nonfiction book reader? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and also check out our podcast to see more videos and content like this. See you next time!